WordPress is a CMS, which stands for Content Management System. Really, it's a fancy name for a website program. There are programs for managing or creating documents such as letters, resumes, news articles, or research papers. These programs include WordPerfect, OpenOffice Writer, or Microsoft Word. There are programs for creating and managing spreadsheets, such as Excel, and many other specialized programs to handle different data. Likewise, WordPress is a program to create websites. Like other programs, WordPress is always being improved upon. But with those improvements come changes in the way the program works. Right now, WordPress is experiencing a lot of changes to the many parts that make up the program. And web developers, designers, and creators are seeing these changes weekly and sometimes daily when they build or edit websites. WordPress uses many tools to build a website. It uses a database to store information and makes queries to call up that information. It uses HTML to store content. An HTML file is like a recipe. It lists all the ingredients of a website. WordPress uses CSS to style that content. Just like each recipe defines the style of the food, such as American, Mexican, Italian, the CSS style sheet tells the computer how to dress up the website. CSS controls colors of the backgrounds, fonts, and overlays. It tells the computer what style of font to use. It also helps define spacing and placement of the content. WordPress uses programming language to perform actions such as searching for content and presenting it to the user so they can see it in their browser. For example, query loops tell the computer what content to present. A query loop might instruct the computer to list certain articles, such as recipes for only Mexican dishes, or maybe only foods that are cooked on the stovetop. In the early days, WordPress used an editor called the Classic Editor to create articles and blog posts, which mimicked the way word processors like WordPress or Microsoft Word edited documents. But when content is presented on a website, it's in the form of a block. Imagine that each line of a page is a block, and what you put in that line spreads the whole distance of that page. If your paragraph continues to the next line, that box expands to include the line below. If you want to make two paragraphs side by side, as you would see in a newspaper article, in the old days, they would be typed out on two separate pieces of paper. The two articles would then be cut out and pasted to a larger page, side by side. These squares are the same as two blocks used in WordPress. Now, if you want to add a photo to that newspaper, you would take the photograph, which is a different block of paper, photo paper in this case, and you would paste it where you want it. This is the way you build a website with WordPress, by putting each item in a separate block and placing it where it needs to go. So because everything on a web page is in the form of a block, WordPress replaced the Classic Editor with the Block Editor, and it's now called Gutenberg as the brand name.